If you could speak directly to Donald Trump, what would you tell him?
What does Vladimir Putin have on you?
That's the question everyone walked away from Alaska asking. What does Putin have on Trump? Now, some might say it's this special DVD of Trump enjoying Moscow's golden hospitality, while others say it's the way that Putin keeps handing him humiliation like it's a party favor. Either way, the pattern didn't change in Alaska, because Donald Trump spent 3 hours with Vladimir Putin at a US military base in Anchorage, Alaska, supposedly to negotiate peace in Ukraine, and left with nothing. No ceasefire, no breakthrough, not even a plan. Not only did Trump and Putin walk away with nothing solved, but Ukrainian President Zelensky was not even invited. And if you're wondering, well, maybe it wasn't that bad, no, it was worse.
That meeting was a disaster. It was an embarrassment for the United States. It was a failure. Putin got everything he wanted. I mean, first of all, he wanted that photo op, right? He wanted to be absolved of his war crimes in front of the world. He was invited to the United States. War criminals are not normally invited to the United States of America. He is intentionally murdering civilians. He's kidnapping children. And now he got to stand next to the president of the United States, legitimized in the view of the world. Second, he didn't have to give up anything, nothing. Right? President Trump said he wanted a ceasefire. It appears the ceasefire wasn't even seriously discussed. And then third, there's no consequences. Trump said, if I don't get a ceasefire, Putin's going to pay a price. And then he walked out of that meeting saying, I didn't get a ceasefire, I didn't get a peace deal, and I'm not even considering sanctions. You heard Secretary Rubio downplay sanctions. And so Putin walks away with his photo op, with zero commitments made and zero consequences. What a great day for Russia.
And here's the thing, Trump did not just fail in Alaska, he failed his own promise.
I'll end that war between those two countries in 24 hours. It won't even take that long. Mark my words, I'll stop that war in 24 hours. I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine totally settled. I'll have it done in 24 hours. I would have a deal done in 24 hours from the time we started. And even now, I could solve that in 24 hours.
I can do it in 24 hours. I know both players, and I can do that in 24 hours.
Could end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Yes, I could.
How would you do that?
I know Zelensky very well. Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the disastrous war between Russia and Ukraine settled. It will be settled quickly. I will get the problem solved, and I will get it solved in rapid order, and it will take me no longer than one day. I know exactly what to say to each of them. I got along very well with them.
And let's just pause right there for a sec, because when you promise the world that you'll end a brutal war in day one, 24 hours, and then spend 3 hours with a guy who started it and leave empty-handed, that's not diplomacy. That's a failure on U.S. soil. But it's even more embarrassing when you realize that after the 24 hours expired, Donald Trump started to come up with every excuse he could, specifically that he said these things in jest, that he was being sarcastic.
Candidate, you said you would have this war settled in 24 hours.
Well, I was being a little bit sarcastic when I said that. What I really mean is I'd like to get it settled.
Awkward.
But clearly, Trump was not in control of anything. I mean, Putin was the alpha all day long, from Trump holding on his plane and waiting for him like a, middle schooler waiting for their first date. The red carpet that rolled out and the choreography. I mean, I went to dozens of foreign trips with the president. It is very rare to have a red carpet and then an ascent to a platform and then a walk down the stairs into a limo together. I won't say it's never happened, but it's exceedingly rare to the point that I can't think of it ever happening before. And then Donald Trump, don't stand between Donald Trump and a scrum of reporters asking questions if you don't want to be stampeded. There's no way it was Donald Trump's decision or request to take no questions. He'd be talking until 9 p.m. Eastern if he'd been in control of anything that happened today.
John Bolton even said that he seemed very tired.
Putin clearly won. Trump didn't come away with anything except more meetings. Putin has, I think, gone a long way to reestablishing the relationship, which I've always believed was his key goal. He has escaped sanctions. He's not facing a ceasefire. The next meeting is not set. Zelensky was not told any of this before this press conference. It's far from over, but I'd say Putin achieved most of what he wanted. Trump achieved very little. And I will say one other thing. I thought Trump looked very tired up there. I mean, very tired. Not disappointed, tired.
Have you ever fallen in love with the couch, lamp, or rug online and then your soul just leaves your body when you see the price tag? Well, I'm going to let you in on a secret called dupe.com. It's ridiculously easy to use. All you have to do is type dupe.com / before any product URL, and it instantly shows you similar or more affordable alternatives. These aren't sketchy knockoffs either. Here's the thing that most people don't realize. Most furniture sold online is mass-produced in the exact same factories. Those factories then sell to brands under different names, who then list them for different prices. But dupe.com automatically lists these less expensive alternatives for you, so you're not overpaying just for some brand name. Dupe is one of the most viral shopping hacks on TikTok. Millions of people have already used Dupe to save money, and it's 100% free to use. That $5,000 cloud sofa you don't think you can justify? That beautiful mid-century dresser you've had bookmarked forever? Dupe will find a similar item, sometimes even the same item, for 60, 70, or even 80% off. With dupe.com, you can finally decorate the house of your dreams without going broke. And dupe.com isn't just about furniture. Dupe works for fashion, shoes, jewelry, and more. Dupe.com really is so easy to use. Just type dupe.com / before any product URL in your browser, and boom, it instantly finds you less expensive alternatives. They even have an app and a browser extension you can download. No account required, no sign up required. It's completely free to use. Stop wasting money on brand names and start saving with dupe.com today. And even Fox's own White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich reported that Putin steamrolled him.
The way that it felt in the room was not good. It did not seem like things went well, and it seemed like Putin came in and steamrolled, got right into what he wanted to say, and got his photo next to the president and then left.
When you've lost Fox News, you know it's bad, but the damage wasn't just on stage. It was written all over his staff's faces.
What struck me, Jen, in particular was really just the looks on the faces of a lot of the American delegation here. Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, Steve Witkoff, who came into the room, then left quickly, then came back in. Leavitt appeared to be a bit stressed out, anxious. Their eyes were wide, almost ashen at times. Those were some of the sort of images that will stick with me.
The look he's describing is not of people leaving a 10 out of 10 meeting. That's the look of aides realizing their boss just got pantsed by a dictator on live TV.
A lot of the press corps that was there, they reported in the minutes and hours after the presser that they saw members of the administration like Caroline Leavitt look ashen, almost frightened after what they had seen behind closed doors. What did that indicate to you?
Well, first, we should all be glad that we did not go to Alaska, because I was in Helsinki with you and I was in Geneva when President Biden met. They traveled a long ways for nothing in return, those journalists, right? But that suggests to me that this was a bigger disaster than they're leading on. To your point, they're trying to spin it, although they're not even trying to spin it. That's a really interesting thing. When I worked at the White House and we would have meetings like this, I was the SAO, the senior administration official that would call up journalists, that would call the New York Times to say, this is what was discussed, to push it this way. They're not even attempting to do that because they know they don't have anything to work with.
McFaul even asked the obvious. After all of Trump's friendship and fawning over Putin, has America gotten one single thing in return? One deliverable, one policy win? One thing that makes America safer, richer, or even stronger? The answer is nope. Not one. And yet, over on Fox News Primetime, you'd think that Trump had just solved world peace, cured cancer, and walked on water.
Look, everything came up Trump in the U.S. today. This was his meeting on U.S. soil with U.S. bombers ahead. Look at the step and repeat behind them. It says pursuing peace. Do you think Vladimir Putin wanted to stand in front of a banner on U.S. soil a foot shorter than the U.S. president in front of words that say pursuing peace? That's the goal here. But that's President Trump's goal.
Kellyanne Conway claimed it was a huge win for peace because Putin had to stand under a banner that said, pursuing peace. Yeah, apparently the real victory wasn't stopping a war, it was stage design. And Jason Chaffetz said it was a huge win for the United States because visuals, I'm not kidding, they pointed to a photo op and called it diplomacy.
I think it's a huge win for President Trump, for the United States. There is but one superpower in this world. It's the United States of America, both militarily and economically. You had the visuals on the military side.
And then there's Trump himself.
So I think the meeting was a 10 in the sense that we got along great, and it's good when, two big powers get along, especially when they're nuclear powers. You know, we're number one, they're number two in the world. And it's a big deal. That's a big deal. You never want to even mention that word, the word nuclear.
Trump told Hannity they got along great, and the meeting was a 10, which, yeah, I guess makes sense if you're grading like Fox and Friends does math.
What's 6 times 12?
Oh, come on.
You got
What'd she
this.
say? I didn't hear.
6 times 12.
What was that? That's 36 times 2, right? That's 60.
I'm still trying to balance my...
See, that's one.
I'm not even trying.
You got this. I can't.
Come on, you can do this.
72.
Yes, that was a real segment, and yes, they couldn't get to 72. So just to summarize this embarrassing summit, after being in office for 7 months, Trump literally rolled out a red carpet for a dictator, got steamrolled by him, and still failed to get anything accomplished that he promised, like a ceasefire.
What an idiot!
Thanks for watching What Was That? If you want more episodes, articles, and breakdowns, go to whatwasthat.show. Join the community and become a paid subscriber today. It's just me behind the scenes, so every bit of support really makes a difference. And if you'd rather listen on the go, you can find What Was That on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows. Until next time, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?